Let's work on chapters. So a course has associated chapters, and chapters have associated lessons. I've created a new chat, and I'm going to view my to-dos. The admin course editor is complete, and now we're moving on to chapter management. So I'm going to add more context here because I want to point to my chapters table and my courses table. And this should be good for now. Now, if we don't do this, the model can probably figure it out anyway, but this is just adding or being a little bit more intentional about the context I want to add to this. Enhance the course editor page to include chapter management. Within the course editor, display a list of chapters belonging to the current course. Let's try it. Now, on my break, you can see that the design has changed for the course cards. And I just was working with AI just to tighten up spacing. I also went and clicked on each course, changed the image, changed the title, just so it's a bit nicer to look at. Wow, okay, that was really quick. So I'm going to click on complete, and now we need to test it. So I'm just going to give this a quick page refresh. And let's have a look. So the first thing I'm going to do is just to see where we have some mock chapters. And in here I can see chapters are associated with a course. And these courses currently have IDs. Now, IDs aren't very useful to me. So I can click on this ID and it'll take me to the course. And this is the Understanding Cloudflare Workers course. That's fine. But instead, what I'm actually going to do is in the settings on the course table, I'm going to say that I want the display column to be the title. So if I go back to chapter, I can now see that instead of IDs, we can see the titles. Okay, so let's work on, understanding Cloudflare workers. So I'm going to view the tasks it just completed. Okay, I'm just going to ask the question, how do I view the chapters? Just want to confirm what the user experience is here. So go to courses, click on the edit button, scroll to the bottom. All right, so let's do that. So we'll say understanding Cloudflare workers. Let's edit. Scroll down, we should see, okay, there is a chapter section. Now, in the back end, we do have two chapters that we should be seeing and we're currently not seeing. All right, so we need to do a bit of debugging here and feed this back to the agent so we can see the existing chapters associated with this course. So back in courses, I'm going to go to Understanding Cloudflare Workers course. I'm going to scroll down and here are the chapters. I'm going to use the select tool and I'm going to highlight this card. And now on the left-hand side, we can see that the card has been added as context. I'm also going to add this particular page. So it's admin/courses, and then we have a course ID, which is a dynamic parameter. This means that we need to fetch something from the database to be able to display the data on this page, which we're doing already because we can see the course being pulled in here. Okay, so I'm going to say that in the chapters component, I'm not seeing the current associated. chapters from the database. I'm looking at the course. And I'm just going to add the course ID here. The course ID for Understanding Cloudflare Workers, this one here. Click. With ID. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and run that. Now the reason why this is not loading, because remember we're at a dynamic page that needs data, and it needs an ID where this $ with course ID is. So if we had to just refresh the page, it loses that parameter. So we have to navigate like a user would from courses back to edit, and then feed through that ID correctly. Okay, back to chapters. Let's see what Radiant Agent can do to fix this. So let's refresh the page. And here we go, guys. Looks like we have some chapters. Looks like we have some ordering functionality. And inside here, it looks like we have lessons. So we did the plan, we did the build. Now we need to do the test. So I'm going to test a chapter. Chapter is going to be Cloudflare intro. This is the description, order 3, and let's try it. Add chapter. And there we go. Chapter has been added. And can we edit this chapter? Let's just type chapter there. Save. Perfect. What about deleting a chapter? Okay, great. So plan, build, test, iterate. We got through this fairly straightforward. Let's work on lessons next. I'll see you then.